Top 3 animes from each anime studio part 2. Now I made another one because the last video I actually did alright and it was quite fun making it. I realised there's a lot of studios that have some animes that I really enjoyed that I didn't mention. Starting with White Fox Studio, and this has made a lot of my favourite animes, so I went with Steins Gate, ReZero and Akame ga Kill as my top 3, and I'm going to give the honourable mention to, as to be expected, Goblin Slayer, and a specific shout out to episode 1, which is one of the anime episodes of all time. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, get to know. Now, I chose this top 3 because, first of all, Steins Gate to me is a one-of-a-kind anime. Like, you actually can't find animes like that. Like, the time travel concept is used in a lot of places, but never done that perfectly. And while it can be hard to understand, I still think it's one of my favourite animes of all time. Then ReZero I've been watching recently. It's been very good. It's been a very solid anime. It's just, yeah, it makes you feel things, you know. It's one of those. And then Akame ga Kill is just ruthless, and I loved that. I loved every episode of that. It's only short and it was worth every minute. And then Goblin Slayer episode 1. Now, if you're in a community of anime people and you say Goblin Slayer episode 1, everybody knows what you're talking about. And I mean everybody. Now, Madhouse, this one is mega stacked. I'm talking, look at this list. I mean, it's crazy. And I've chose One Punch Man, Hunter x Hunter, and Death Note as my top 3, with the honourable mention going to Monster for being allegedly one of the most fucked up animes. Now, I chose this top 3 because One Punch Man, first of all, is one of the most memorable characters of all time, even in normal TV. I have a friend who only watches One Punch Man out of every anime. That's the only one he watches. Then you move on to Death Note. Literally, you cannot name one detective anime that is anywhere near as good as Death Note. You cannot find one. Then Hunter x Hunter, I mean, it's just Hunter x Hunter. It's the second anime I ever watched, actually. And it's just really good. Every arc, for me, was really solid. And it's just a great anime. And Monster, I haven't watched it, but everybody I know who has watched it knows it's fucked up, and apparently there's one scene that I can't go into detail on in YouTube, but it's okay. If you know, you know. I'm interrupting mid video to say I think 90% of you aren't subscribed, whatever that number says. So you should totally click subscribe if you aren't. Okay, now for Bones. Out of their list, I went for Mob Psycho 100, Bungo Stray Dogs, and My Hero Academia. Now, my honourable mention is going to Full Metal Alchemist, which should be in the top 3, I know, but I haven't actually watched it, so I'd feel wrong putting it in the top 3 when I haven't watched it. It would definitely clear MHA for me. Okay, so I chose this top 3 because despite how much I think the anime is quite mid, to be honest, MHA is very successful and very popular, despite not being liked as much by me. Stray Dogs, I enjoyed watching a lot. It was definitely long. It's kind of a mid anime as well. I'd give it slightly above mid, but it's still a solid anime. Then Mob Psycho is the only one of this top 3 that I'm really fond of. It has one of the best endings, in my opinion, for an anime. It feels like things actually ended rounded off for once, which is actually quite a rare feeling. My honourable mention was because I know it's a great anime. It's that simple. Now for the last one, we've got Cloverworks, and this is one I haven't actually watched many of the animes for, but regardless, I chose my top 3 to be Bocchi the Rock, Spy Family, and Darling in the Franxx, with the shout out special mention having to go to Promised Neverland. Once again, just its fucked upness, it's that simple. Now, very sadly, I've only actually watched Spy Family, and it was quite a wholesome anime. It was a little slow for me, but it was very wholesome. I've heard great things about Bocchi the Rock, and Darling in the Franxx just has one of the most memorable characters in history, so it's got to be a banger. And then The Promised Neverland is a very unique concept. We've never seen anything like it done before. It's fucked up, it's a little sad, it's a little bit of everything. It's got some plot twists in there of top 3 animes from each studio. I can definitely do more. I won't know a lot of the other ones, to be honest. I've gone through a lot of the animes I've watched, but I'd still do more anyway, just for the sake of it. It gives me something to do. Subscribe, like, comment, share.